Welcome to another edition of Make It Weird, where boundaries go to die, and we are having a great time doing this. I am having a great time doing this. This show is where strangers call in. I ask them kind of questions that make both of us feel uncomfortable. It's designed for that. My first question out of my mouth is going to be pretty serious. It's not going to be cute. It's not going to be easy. And I don't want small talk. Hey, how you doing? Nice day. Hey. No, people don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. And above all, our viewers don't have time for that. So let's get right to the business and see what's happened. But the question is designed to sting a little bit. I've worked really hard on these questions. They're not any yes or no questions. These are open-ended. Let's have a discussion and see where it goes. It's not necessarily me interviewing you. It is us having a really cool conversation. You could ask me things. I just really want to connect with people. And I really think that there's some really neat people out there. And I'm learning right now. There's some really cool people out there that really have some nice visions, some nice thoughts, and they're not seen. None of the, just ordinary people, they're just not seen. So this is a place to be seen. This is a place for you to show off a little bit. This is a place to show people what you're really made of. The questions are meant to catch you off guard. And that's exactly where we're going to start from. Right at that place you usually run from. Let's go ahead and take that call. Hello, what's your name?
It's Dave from Pensacola.
This is really important to me. I know it sounds weird or whatever, but this is really important to me, this stuff. I get just as much out of this as everybody else does.
And that's clear, by the way, just watching you. Like you're totally into this whole thing, and that's what excites everybody else.
I'm digging it. Okay, so what feeling do you run from the most? Is it? It's a tough question,
man. Yeah, it is, and I'm not trying to overthink it. What feeling do I run from?
Yeah, what feeling do you run from the most? Is it happiness? Are you afraid of death? Is it fear? Is it joy? Do you not believe that you deserve some good things? What do you run from the most? I run from about 4 or 5 different things currently, and it changes all the time.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to run towards a fear that I've had for quite a long time. I'm actually getting ready to establish a relationship with a girl who I've known for a really long time. We actually grew up together.
Really?
And it's been a complicated relationship. We've been friends for a really long time. We've also had some dropouts for a long time. She's been married to a couple different people. She's been in relationships. And we're at a spot in our lives now where we're kind of looking at each other going, all right, like, what's this about, And I think I'm really a little scared of having this fail. So failure, I think, is my one word answer.
It's funny because we've been talking a lot about this lately with a lot of friends. It seems like a lot of my friends are going through breakups, and it is a painful time. But there's a different way, I believe, to look at it. And if you're able to step back and it goes back to something I said on an earlier broadcast of this. You learn something from everything. You learn something. It's painful. I understand being afraid of it not working and not living up to your expectations. I've adopted this thing in my life, and I've done it many, many years ago, and I use it not only in my relationships, but I use it professionally as well. Where I have a goal in mind, whether it's this show to become something, in my mind, I've got a vision of where it's headed. But if some doors open up along the way, I'm going to look in them. I don't mind deterring from whatever happens. And it's the same in a relationship too. It's nice to think that everything's going to go good. Everybody thinks when you get into a relationship, this is going to be the one. We're going to make it work. In reality, it really, the odds of you finding that one person and making it work is pretty tough. So just enjoy every damn second of it.
Hey Terry, I've had several like really great first people, and then for whatever reason it went south. Like there's 1,000 different reasons, but this is one that's been like through the ages. So I would hate to see this one fail.
So is this somebody you had a relationship in the past?
So we grew up in the same hometown and really didn't hang out together, but kind of Facebook connected, and probably have been talking for, I don't know, almost 20 years. But she was in different relationships. She was, we friended, and for a while I was caught in the friend zone, man, and that's no fun. That's not a fun place to be.
Yeah, but it sounds like you did everything right. It sounds like both of you respected each other's boundaries. It sounds like, there was some flirting going on. I mean, I'm sure she knows where your head's at, right?
Oh, yeah. No, she absolutely knows now. She's known for a long time.
I hope she's not watching now, but yeah, I think that would be, I wish you luck in that. I wouldn't be, I love the fact that you are running towards something you've been afraid of. Have you ever run towards anything else you've been afraid of that could give you a little more confidence right now going towards this?
Oh, geez. Relationship-wise, no, not really.
Yeah, this doesn't necessarily have to be about relationships. The question was, what feeling are you running from the most?
What are you running from? Yeah. I don't know. I don't really run away from a lot of stuff, but it's just, when you're talking about fear of failure, I actively avoid failure because, no guy likes to feel like they invested a lot of time, energy, emotion into something and then it goes away. So
yeah. Nobody wants.
I guess that's where my first thought went.
Well, that's great. I hope it all works out for you, and I hope you keep me updated on it. I'm cheering you on, and congratulations on playing the long game.
And this is the long game. That's exactly the right way to think about it. That's how I think about it. It's just like, oh man, this is the long game. Just if this works out, this will be a story for the ages.
Yeah, and you know what? Things like this have worked out, especially when you get a little later in life. You know what you want, you know what you don't want, and if you're able to both be on the same page and communicate about it, it should work.
And that's everything. And not to throw it all out there, but I don't know how old you are. I have no idea, but I think we're about the same. Well, I turned 62.
All right. Well, we're right around the same age.
Yeah, she's 60, and we're just like we're done with the bull stuff,
Yeah, that's a great. You know what? I think that's a fantastic age. I met a couple over the weekend who were in their 70s. And I'm not sure how long they've been together, but there were some questions and some talk going on about how they met later in life. Both of them had a spouse who had passed away, oddly enough, from the same exact type of cancer, which is crazy. But they are together, and they are just a money of a couple. They respect each other. They have a different type of vision of what the relationship could be. And I think that both of you are probably in a really cool stage of your life to make something like this happen and make it successful.
That's what it feels like.
Can I ask you one more question? Why do you feel that you need a relationship?
I don't.
Good answer.
I don't need it. I want it.
Yeah.
It would be really nice, but I don't need I don't need it. So if it does, for whatever reason go off the rails, I'm not going to die.
Yeah,
It'll,
exactly.
yeah.
Well, please keep me updated. I appreciate you being so candid, and thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. All right, that's a good one. That's a real good one right there. Once again, I'm going to put up that phone number if you'd like to call. The thing is, I'm going to ask you a pretty tough question right out of the box. It's meant that way. Hello? Hey, give me your name. Hello?
Mike.
Mike. Okay, Mike.
How you doing, Terry?
We're good. All right, here we go. What's the real reason you don't go after your dream?
I feel like I'm past that and just trying to make it to the end.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Is that a depressing thing? Do you feel that you missed out, that you didn't achieve some things in your life?
Yes, sir.
Like what? What did you want to do the most?
I would have liked to stay in the military, and I didn't. It was one of my big regrets.
Yeah. And why did you get out?
Foolish. Just did my time and got out instead of staying in.
So besides the military, where did you want to go with that? Is there something you wanted to do with that?
I just wanted to make it a career. I should have, and would have been a better life for me, I think. But I let it go.
I'm sorry to hear this, man. I mean, obviously your energy right now, you feel a little disappointed.
Yes.
And I hate seeing that because, I'm an older guy, and a lot of the things that I wanted to do haven't really gone the way I wanted them to. I told people if I was still in radio when I was 35 years old to shoot me, and things just happen a certain way. But I feel you make me sad right now, and that's okay.
I don't be sad. I made my choices.
No, I feel like you don't want to try anymore. I feel like, is it because
there's so much going on? It's kind of hard to. It's day by day right now.
Well, that was the question. What's the real reason why you haven't gone with it? Though, what's the reason why you haven't done it? Not that you didn't fulfill your military dream, but that doesn't mean you can't have other visions for yourself. And at any age, there's so many people that have gone on to achieve all kinds of greatness later in life. I mean, you could Google it. I did it one day because I was feeling like you. I was feeling like I screwed this whole thing up. I'm going to be one of these old DJ guys who people make fun of, and I'm already to that level in certain ways. But I don't. You have to have it. You have to be ready to go ahead and try to do different things, and I hate hearing you feel like you've given up.
I think not really giving up. I think just slow down and just trying to process everything and just keep moving forward.
Is it more of a feeling? Is it a defense mechanism to learn to accept where you are right now and just to live it out? Like you said, I'm going to live out the rest of my life like this. Just trying to make it to the end. I mean, do you have any health concerns?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm getting a lot better with that. I've worked through most of that.
I mean, do you mind? I'm going to ask you, how old are you?
I'm 58.
Dude, you still got another good 15, 20 years of, earning potential. And your energy's still probably pretty good. Maybe it's, you're not going to be doing certain things, but I hate to see anybody, and especially somebody you served our country, and thanks for that. It didn't turn out the way you wanted, but most people's lives don't turn out the way they want. And that's one of the issues I'm having right now. It's one of the reasons why I'm doing this show.
I appreciate you doing this show. I really, really have been listening to you pretty good for a long time. You're a pretty good dude.
well, thanks. I mean, but at same, there's plenty times I disappoint myself. There's plenty times I feel like I'm a failure, and I don't feel like I want to like lecture you, but I really, one of the things about me is that I love seeing people happy, and I love seeing people succeed. And you can even tell the guys on my radio show will say that I cheer people on too much and encourage them sometimes too much. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with encouraging people to find something they love, because tomorrow you could wake up and have an idea of something you want to do. I mean, what is it that you want to do? If you were, when you were 15, years old, where did you see yourself?
When I was 15?
Yeah. What did you think your life was going to be like?
Probably wound up in a lot of trouble. I wasn't the best of acting at that time period.
Yeah. And
that's why I went in the military, because it was either go in the military or go to jail.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that feel that way, and and you can break out of the bad things. I think that when you feel like it's cool that you admit it. A lot of people don't even think that they were doing bad things and they hurt people and they, and all that stuff. But people can change. And it sounds like you have changed. But it doesn't sound like you're giving yourself any credit for it. And there's a lot of power in changing. There's a lot of power in accepting the fact that, God, most people probably thought you'd be dead, and you're not. You got to congratulate yourself over something like that, and you need to build upon that type of stuff. And God damn it, I don't want to lecture you. I don't want to do that, but I really feel you, man. I really do.
I respect what you say. That's for sure.
I'm freaking tearing up right now. This sucks, because I wish I could just say something. I wish that I could just encourage you to realize that you're not even close to done, and to acknowledge some of the good things that you've done that don't seem good, but you turned a lot of your life around. You probably have inspired a lot of people, and people have cheered you on. Some people that wrote you off no longer write you off.
You're right about that. And a lot of these people that cheer me on don't know what all goes on behind the scenes. So
yeah. Well, what is going on behind the scenes? What is really holding you back? There's something really heavy here. And I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I have taken a lot of those classes, but I'm pretty good at reading people. And there's something really painful here, dude.
Oh, there's so much. I don't want to bore you with all that.
No, it's not boring. It sounds like, listen, we both need friends right now. That's why I'm doing this.
That's a fact.
Listen, I'm not doing this for money. I don't even know how you turn a show like this into making money. I'm doing this because I love connecting and talking to people. And
well, I appreciate you being there. You gave me the balls enough to call you.
Well, I hope you don't feel, I hope you're not done. I hope you don't think that you're done. I hope that you can make a list today. And I've done this many times when I feel like I screwed up my whole life. I make a list of things that I'm one of these list maker guys, so I apologize for that. But
no, that rocks.
But I make a list of some of the things where I go from a place of the people that doubted me when I was younger, and I had a lot of doubt when I was younger. I came from a family that was extremely poor. My father died when I was 18, my mom when I was 20. My older brothers and sisters had all moved out of the house. I kind of felt like I was on my own. And I made some mistakes. I mistreated some people. And it's only because I didn't know what to do. And I'm not trying to give myself let myself off the hook, but I'm trying to get, so I made a list of things that I did and people that like me and people that might love me and people who support me. I make a list of moments in my life that I turned things around. Like, man, I went to school. Whatever you did, just staying out of trouble should be on your list.
Oh,
You
it's
know?
definitely, yes, sir.
And you need to look at that list and you need to be proud of that fucking guy who did that. You know?
I'm going to really give that a try. I really like that idea. That's a better.
You know, and speaking of lists, I mean, I made a list of what I wanted in a woman after a bunch of relationships that didn't work, and I got walked on. I'm one of these dudes who falls in love with a girl if they like me, you know? And I made a list after being dumped a few times and some things not working out the way I was. And it was always my fault because, like you, I felt unworthy. I felt like I didn't deserve anything good. You know, and I think all of us are born here. If you're on earth right now, if you're born, you're here for a reason. It's up to us to figure out what that reason is. But the only way to figure out what that reason is to be clear enough and confident enough to let those messages come in. And when I wanted a girl, I wrote down everything that I wanted in a girl, and I felt stupid doing it. You know, I wrote a nice ass, you know, I wrote somebody who treats me nice. I wrote all this stuff. And when I would go out with girls, I would kind of do the checklist. I would kind of do that. And I didn't settle, you know, I didn't settle. But there's a lot of people, I'm sure, that believe in you. And you just need to believe in yourself, man. And you need to find your power again. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens by practice. It happens by, you know, taking reps, like shooting free throws after practice. You know, it just happens by trying every single day. And I hope you do, man. I really do. I mean, my heart breaks for you right now.
No, no, that shouldn't break. Your advice is awesome, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you're reminding me, you know, you might be a little more dry. I was never really in danger of going to jail, but I just didn't like who I was, you know, and I felt like a failure, and I felt like everybody thought I was, and I felt like everybody was talking about me, but behind my back. And they weren't. They didn't care enough about me to talk about me, you know? And once I realized that, and that this is, I'm here for a reason. And you know what? This show sometimes right now, even though it's 3 shows into it, this show kind of makes me feel like, you know what? This could be my reason, you know? And I don't know.
I feel that you are really straightforward, really honest, and you shoot it right out there like it's supposed to be. I like that.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you what, I'm looking at the stream right now, and here's a guy right here saying, hey, thank you for your service, Mike. Cheering you on, brother. You have so many people in the chat right now who are supporting you and see the goodness in you. And join us every show if you want, you know, and just join the chat. And you've got friends here, okay? And people,
you rock,
people who are cheering you on, buddy.
I appreciate you a lot.
Hey, man, I love you. I really do.
And you enjoy the rest of your show. I'm going to come back to Facebook on you.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Love you, man.
All right, you too. This isn't the way things were supposed to go. Oh, my life. Oh, fuck. All right, guys. I don't know where to go from here. I think I'm going to think about that last call a lot. And I'll edit this and I will put this up tomorrow. But I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'm going to be doing this a lot because I love this shit. I don't like that last call. Don't you just wish sometimes that you could just be magic and help somebody feel better? You know, because this guy's in his 50s. He's got a lot of time left. A lot of time. And I hate it. If you're one of these people out there that feels like life is passing you by, and it's weird because this might have been a call that I needed to hear. The way the universe works for me anyway is that I notice these things. Even though he was a little more sad than I am, I just needed to hear. I have that feeling about age right now. I'm really having a tough time with it. Even though some people go, you don't look your age, you don't do this, you know, I just, people look at you differently when you get older. You become invisible. And I know you ladies, you know, and men, it's different for both of us. And I'm not whining and complaining about being a guy here, but there's a certain thing, and I can only speak because I'm a guy, and I'm sure it's the same for women, where you reach this age where you just become invisible. And it's not like you're trying to be attractive to the other sex. It's, you just want to be seen. And that's kind of what this show is. I mean, one of the things I told this guy that I was, you know, that I write down lists of, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this show was so people could feel like they're seen, so people could feel like they're heard. And I think we just saw that. And I feel like I was seen and heard as well. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to say to everybody, please share it. You know, I'd like this thing to become something. If it doesn't, or it takes me another direction, I get it. But of all the things that I've done, all the podcasts that I've done, all the podcasts that I'm continuing to do, I'm doing one with Taint and Uli called Chaos, which is another side of me where we're all just going to have fun and screw off. And trust me, I need that. The Lex and Terry show, obviously. I'm doing a Gang of Two thing now on YouTube only with my wife, where we're just going to answer some advice calls, and people like the way our banter when we go back and forth. But this son of a bitch right here, boom, right in the frickin' chest. Whew. All right, guys, thank you so much. I will post this show tomorrow. You'll be able to go to my YouTube page and watch this because it stays on the live version. So you can back and watch right now if you want to see this whole thing again. But I'm going to edit out a couple of things and just make it shorter for the average Joe out there. But I love going live. I love not knowing what's going to happen. And today was, in an odd way, it's kind of beautiful. Love all you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.